So while I'm getting into my meditative state, I'm actually hearing the call of an owl, a real owl outside. And I have not heard this call from this specific owl since I lived in California. And it started right when I started the meditation and went through my whole grounding process and then totally stopped. And actually, right now, it just started again. So I believe this to be very significant in my process when I begin to connect and go into connect basically with my guides. I will actually almost always hear a really loud popping sound somewhere in my house, as if like somebody just dropped like a huge trash can somewhere, and that almost always happens somewhere physically in my house, like the walls are settling or something, floorboards or joints or something, I don't know. But so anything that happens in the physical world around us as we're moving into meditation is always something that you need to take notice of. So I hear this call of this owl, and I've never heard it before in Ohio, and especially not around my house. So I moved through the process, and it's interesting when I go into the sacred space of my heart, I really don't know what this pertains to, but everything turned black and neon, and so it was like very like 80s disco feeling. I don't know if there were discos in 80s, but like neon and black light was kind of the experience I had. And you allowed me to go through my process of connecting with my own chakra energy and the light frequency. And then as soon as I got to the third eye, I got propelled out to the Rainbow Road where the energy typically picks up. And so to me, owls are third eye. So at least in my own chakra column or chakra totem, the owl represents the third eye with wisdom and all of that. And knowing and clear sight and clairvoyance. And so this started to connect more. So I put those two pieces together. And then as soon as I fly to the Rainbow Road, I'm actually picked up by an owl. And this owl's got a key around its neck. So I take the key, and this owl's flying through a storm, basically, like rain and sleet. And we're flying and dodging back and forth, and he flies into a tree, basically like his home, and there's his whole little owl family sitting there, and so that's where the energy disconnects. I'm starting to pick up that this owl is going to symbolize quite a few things for you in this. And so as I get into the inside of this tree, then basically I drop down through the core, the center of this tree, and move all the way down through the root system into the core center of the earth. So into that the grounding space or the core of the earth where the silver line, I know you're doing and following the 7-week chakra course. So where we pull the silver line down through the body and actually connect it into the core center of the earth, that's where I was. And so I then see the whole silver energetic orb of light of the core of the earth build up around me. And so I'm getting all these feelings of groundedness and connected. And then I start hearing that basically that the world, that I'm creating the world around me. So this is all for you, messages for you. So you're creating the world around you. Basically, you're the center of your own world is what I'm getting. And then the owl comes back to me, and one of the chakra oracle cards that I've painted, it's an owl on it, and it's the word, the message, or the spiritual message is conviction. And so I start hearing the word conviction move through my mind, and then I get pulled back to the owl fighting through the storm, moving through its family, and I'm getting all these kind of dualistic, like spirituality, physicality, the left, the right brain, this kind of battle. And then I get like family traditions, and then these like spiritual concepts, and I get all these things in this world combining and trying to get you connected into the center of your own universe. And so I just, now from here on out, I just keep hearing conviction, conviction, conviction. She has to have conviction. And so basically from there, then the energy shifts, and it's basically walking along just this white path that's moving through these green rolling hills, and the sun is setting, out down in the west, and just basically walking towards the sun setting. And then in the path comes and arises this huge, massive, like fortress of a building. And so I have the key in my hand, and I know this is your Akashic records. And so I reach for the key and I open the door, and it's like I hear like 15 different locks opening and mechanics kind of clicking and clacking and opening this door, this big door behind that I'm standing in front of. And so as the door opens, I actually go shooting out from a diagonal from the base floor up into the topmost tower on the back side of this big fortress. And as I fly into this tower, I'm getting the sense again that I'm like this owl, this bird, and I'm flying to like that bird, I don't know, tower in the castle. I'm thinking like Harry Potter when the owlry where all the messages are brought in. And so as I'm standing there, I'm looking and watching the sunset. And so as soon as the sun sets and it turns to dark and it's like a sheet of stars cover the sky, the top of this fortress blows open and my body is propelled up in a white beam of light. And it's suspended there. It's halfway in between the cosmos and the physical ground below. And it's just suspended there. And I'm thinking and wondering, I feel lost. I feel like I'm just suspended in this, like no time, no space, like what's going on. And so I start again to get pulled back to this. It's time to make a decision. And I was hearing dive head first into what you're doing, or it's going to take more lessons, basically. So I'm getting that conviction again. It's time. You have to dive head first into what you're doing, and you have to feel it and run it through you. Otherwise, you're going to have this just kind of lost in space or this suspended feeling, and nothing's going to really feel completely connected until you truly have that conviction and that push, that will. I get very solar plexus here, that like complete conviction towards whatever it is you're pursuing. And so as I make this realization, then I get shot back down into your records, which leads me to believe that was the correct assumption. So I call out to your higher self, and your higher self comes down and basically engages me in the midst of your records and says, it's time for you to go with your gut. Basically, back to the part of the tree and you being in the core of the earth. Basically, you're the center of your own universe, and all these things are basically like orbiting and coming right into you. And I see you like reaching out, and all you have to do is grab these things. And as soon as you feel that something resonates with that part of yourself that resides in that solar plexus area, that gut instinct, that gut intuition, as soon as you connect to it, you have to have conviction. You have to go for it. You have to trust in it. Basically, I get like it's, again, back to the suspension between the cosmos and like the physical world. Like a lot of these things are going to just seem almost like magical, or like what's even going on. You're going to have no clue how these things are coming to you, or how you're how even you're manifesting these things. And so there's almost this second guessing, or is this real? Should I pursue this? And everything I'm getting is you have to run it through you, and everything that feels right in that pit of your gut is exactly what you have to have conviction towards, and just go with it, because the world around you is basically manifesting all from the amount of conviction and willpower and confidence that you put into it. So everything they were showing me and telling me is basically you have it. You just need to trust in it, and you just have to trust that everything that's coming to you and everything that you're feeling is gonna lead to a positive result in your life. And so I get that there's influences and things around you that are testing you right now for this. And so you truly just have to trust completely that what you're feeling is the accurate feeling for the situation. With light and love.